I'm Ngân. Welcome to the brand new format of FINSIDER, a series that's produced by FINJOBS. In this series, I will introduce the financial expert. And in this episode, I am proud to introduce you to our friends, a veteran banker who have over 20 years of experience in the financial industry, and he's now running an insurtech company in Vietnam and India. Okay, so let's say hi to Mr. Nikkhil Verma.
Thank you. Thank
Hi,
you for
Nikkhil.
inviting me.
Hi, Nikkhil. Okay, so to warm up, can you please introduce yourself in 3 sentences?
Ambitious, adventurous, and humble.
I think that's 3 words.
Make it short, right?
I have 3 questions for you. So can you please answer them in 5 seconds?
Okay.
Okay. What was your very first job in the financial industry?
I was a retail banking staff in HSBC.
Why did you apply for the job?
I used to sell retail asset products, and I was part of the head office team.
Why you decided to leave?
I decided to leave because I moved to Hong Kong with HSBC, and then I got a chance to come to Vietnam in 2009, and that's when it all started, where I changed industry from banking to insurance.
Oh, okay. So I know that you have worked in a big corp, in developed country. So why Vietnam? Why choose Vietnam as the next destination for your career?
Honestly, when I came to Vietnam in 2009, I had zero idea about Vietnam. I had not even heard about Vietnam back in 2009. And as luck would have it, and life is unexpected, it actually helped me to build my career in Vietnam. I found the opportunity. It's exciting. It was young. Financial services was growing, and there was no reason not to say yes to an opportunity like Vietnam. So since 2009 till now, here it is. So Vietnam is a second home for me now because of the career which I built.
So did you find any difficulties when you first worked in Vietnam? Like the big gap between working environment in developed countries and in Vietnam?
Actually, I wouldn't say there was any challenge in terms of working in Vietnam. In fact, it was even more so ever exciting because people were open to ideas. The team was open to trying different things, and they were willing to learn and listen to what was happening outside of Vietnam. And I think that's what made it so easier. So I haven't encountered any challenges in the last 11, 12 years of working here in Vietnam, I would say.
Okay, that's like everything too smooth, right?
Everything has been smooth, thankfully, and people are very open-minded. Whether it's your team, whether it's your customers, whether your partners, they are all open-minded to try different things and receive feedback and adopt what's happening best around the world.
I know that you have like the highest positions you have held at the deputy CEO, right?
Yep.
So when and were you sure that you just want to quit the big corp and you want to start your own business? Like just you wake up one day and the God gives you some sign, or
everyone has a calling, right? And this was in 2018, and I had a very small incident, I would say. I was training for Ironman. It's a very grueling sports event, and that was my first time. And I had decided to myself that if I could do this, I would make a big life-changing decision if I crossed the finish line. Incidentally, I crossed the finish line, and the biggest decision which I could think of at that point of time was that I want to quit my corporate world, largely because it was same thing over and over again, right? You go from one corporate to the other corporate, and you're literally doing the same thing. So probably at some stage, I was losing excitement of work, excitement of what lies ahead, and I saw that particular event of Ironman crossing and finishing as a life-changing decision, and hence decided, you know what? Vietnam is a great place. It's a growing startup space. Exciting things happening within fintech, insurtech, and decided to set up my own business in 2019. Tough decision, but when I look back, don't regret it at all.
Yeah, okay, so like if I want to start my own business, for example,
sure.
So besides that I have to have enough capital, then do you have any advice for me or young people like me who want to start their own business?
I would say, especially in a market like Vietnam, this is the best time. If you have a great idea, the capital will be chasing you. And this is a perfect opportunity and a perfect market to try new things, because Vietnamese consumers are very open to new things. At the same time, they are highly demanding. So whatever you decide to do, always try and test the product beforehand. See if there is a problem which exists which can be solved with your solution. And don't chase capital. As long as you have a great product, great solution around it, you would be able to bring in a capital and launch. In Vietnam, being young and such a growing market is a perfect opportunity to start anything, and never stop yourself from doing that.
Okay, so like just go for it.
Just go for it. I mean, there is nothing in this world which can stop you. There is no lack of capital. There is no lack of talent. There is enough technology available to launch your business in the lowest cost possible. And always try. You never know what the results could be.
Yeah, like in Vietnam, parents usually tell us, people like me, young like me, that you should go for a big car. Like starting your own business is something not for you. Yeah. So, in your opinion, should millennials, young people like me, initiate a startup or work for a big car first?
I think the same mentality holds wherever, and even my Indian parents have the same view of it. And when I told them that I'm starting on my own, they were like, have you gone mad? I mean, why would you leave your corporate world, that stable salary and etc., to start something on your own? I think they have your interest in mind, and they are right in that. But having said that, working in a corporate obviously helps you to have a lot more structured thinking. It shows you how well you operate with a larger group of people. It also helps you to be more disciplined in your approach, versus a startup where literally you don't know where to start or how to go about scaling your business and so on. So obviously, if you work in a large corporate, it has its own benefits and advantages. But I don't think that should be a barrier, that if you haven't worked in a startup or haven't worked in a corporate, you can't do either of those. It's up to you. Whenever you feel the timing is right, from a corporate to a startup, you can actually do that.
So what do you think? Like, do you think that is a good idea, like to work in the big corp a day and start your business by 9?
Absolutely. I mean, there is.
Quit it and you start.
No. I personally believe you should try and test during your free time. You have 24 hours in the day.
Yeah.
Cut down on your sleeping. Cut down on the other activities which you waste your time on, right? Work 8 hours, 10 hours in your corporate job, make enough money so that you're able to do a side hustle. And I think side hustle is the best way to experiment and see whether you have it in you to do it or not. Do you have the grit? Do you have the determination? And do you have a great product which can actually solve a problem? Do that. Once your side hustle becomes a lot more consuming in terms of your time, and you're seeing revenue or you're seeing demand, then you can always shut the corporate side of it and then get. I wouldn't recommend doing both at the same time for a long duration. Do it for a short duration, see it. If it works, then switch on and do only one thing.
Okay, the big question. Okay, so for the last question, do you have any advice for young boss in building company culture?
I think company culture is a very important part of it, and not everyone gets it right. And especially the large corporations have invested years and years of effort in building a company culture. I mean, the company which I'm very proud of, companies like HSBC, Prudential, where I've worked and spent time, including Aviva, my last company, they have built a legacy or a culture over a period of time. You cannot create a culture overnight. A culture is not about having a pool table in office or a beer on a Friday. Culture is what drives from the top, from the CEO, from the startup founder, how you treat your people with humility, with respect. All of that makes a culture which does not happen overnight. You've got to take time, you've got to be true to it, and you've got to ensure that people are aware of what the culture really stands for. A lot of startups today, they think culture is having a pool table, culture is having a bean bag in office. That's not culture. That is just a representation of what you would like it to be, a wannabe, but that is not authentic, I would say. So young boss who's running a startup, I think you got to be true to yourself and let people see what you are, even if you're vulnerable. That is very important.
Yeah, okay. So do you have any advice or any word you would like to Today to the audience.
Yeah, so anybody listening to us, please join us. We've got lots of openings happening in LiveWell, as well as the other businesses as well. The startup is a great place, a great space to experiment, try, learn, and if you are adventurous, I definitely recommend everybody to have an experience within the startup space. Don't be afraid. Don't go after startups which have raised a lot of cash. There could be startups who haven't raised cash, but they are a great place to work. If you believe in the product, believe in the people you're working with, you enjoy the team members, you should definitely go far. That is live well, of course.
Okay, so thank you for joining this podcast.
Thank you. And good luck for FINSIDER. I think it's an excellent platform.
Yes, I hope so. And see you tomorrow in the office.
Thank you. Thank you very much.